What's up, y'all? Welcome back. 88 Fitness Live push.
Hello, everyone.
All right, today we're talking about protein. Protein 101, everything you need to know about protein supplementation.
Absolutely. The what, the why, the when, and then, of course, whatever questions you have on protein.
Yeah.
But this is a great topic because there's so much variety nowadays. I just think back like 20 years ago compared to today, and it's just there's so many options between whey, casein, egg. I mean, you name it.
Soy, pea, meat,
hemp, brown rice. What do? How do you know which one to pick when you're in the supplement store and you're looking at all the racks of protein?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to get into today. We have some great topics lined up, but first, let's just talk about why would you want to supplement with protein? I mean, for starters, for my athletes out there, you know it's a building block for building muscles. It's a main property there.
So your muscles are made of amino acids.
Yes.
Proteins are made of amino acids. You repair your damaged amino acids with amino acids.
Yeah, absolutely. So it definitely has that tissue kind of preservation, repair aspect to it. Protein's responsible. It can be used as an energy source, especially if there's no carbs available for some reason.
Yeah.
It helps maintain your hormone levels. That's probably an aspect most people don't think about when they think about protein. And then it's necessary for other chemical reactions within the body and to keep your immune system functioning at all levels and optimal. And then it's also responsible for maintaining the fluid balance with your body. So again, that's another reason, you probably don't think about every day when thinking about protein.
Yeah. I never knew about fluid balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are kind of like why protein's important. And depending on the person, it can be really difficult to get enough protein in for the day, especially for an athletically trained individual.
If you got to get 300 grams of protein in a day, try to do that with food, you're going to be eating a lot.
That'll be a lot. All right, so let's talk about the different forms of protein. So there's your protein concentrates, there's your protein isolates, right? And there's even protein hydrolysates. So each one's a little different, and I think that can really get you hemmed up when you're at the supplement store and you're like, well, what's the difference between a concentrate and an isolate? Which one do I buy? Concentrates they're extracting that protein from whole foods using a heat process. And so usually you're getting about 60 to 80% of the protein. And then the remaining 20 to 40% is composed of fats and carbs in there. So that's a little different than the protein isolates because in this case, there's additional filtering processes that it goes through and it removes more of that fat and more of that carb. So if you actually look at the back of this like gold standard whey protein, it's very low in carbs. There's about 4 grams per scoop. And James has another brand. This is First Form's brand. And it's got even less, right? It's like 3 carbs per scoop. And there's other brands, a carb, just 1 gram. So that's kind of the difference in looking between those. So if you're having a hard time knowing which one, that's what's going on. It's the process for it. All right, let's talk about whey protein, James.
So yeah, whey protein. Let's talk about different kinds of protein. So I'm going to keep it simple for y'all. You got whey, you got casein, and soy. These are 3 complete proteins. They make complete protein. That means they have a complete amino acid profile.
Yes.
All of your other supplements come up short.
Absolutely.
Your pea protein, your egg protein, your meat protein, if you even try that.
Artichoke protein.
You remember the carnivore, the meat protein? I tried it.
I don't remember that.
It's not around anymore because it's so nasty. It would clump up. You try to stir it up. It's clumps. It's disgusting. All right, I'm getting off the subject.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
So let's keep it simple. Whey, casein, or soy.
Okay.
The rest of them are subpar. All right, so we're starting with whey, which is a fast-acting protein. So you want to take it right after your workout.
Absolutely. So whey comes from milk. So yeah, it's actually the liquid that separates from the curds in the cheese making process. If you really want to know, kind of grosses me out. So I don't like to think about that. But for all those that have lactose issues, there is a small amount of lactose left in it from the processing. So sometimes there can be digestibility issues with the whey. But again, whey protein comes from milk. It does have all the BCAAs in it.
Yes.
So that makes it a complete protein, which is good. That's what James was talking about. And many people, again, they're going to use it for recovery after the workout, build muscle, and all of that.
To me, whey is number one. It's the best one you could take. The BV value is higher than any of the other ones. It's higher than food.
Yeah.
It's fast acting, so you want to take it right after your workout to repair the damage you just did during your workout.
Yeah, I also think in terms of mixability, tasteability, all of that, it's pretty high up there as well.
Whey is superior.
Definitely. All right. What about another one?
Casein.
Casein. Yeah.
It's another dairy protein.
Yeah.
But this one is slow burning.
Yeah. So what's interesting about casein protein is that when you drink it, it actually forms a gel in the stomach.
Sounds gross.
Yeah. So that's like as it hits that stomach acid, it forms this gel, and that's what's slowing down the stomach emptying process and makes it like that delay of going into your bloodstream.
So when would you want to take casein?
It's a very good question. Before bed.
Boom.
Yeah.
The idea of taking it before bed is slow burning, so you're feeding yourself protein all night while you're sleeping. It's not going to last all night unless you sleep 5 hours. But it's going to feed you most of the night while you're sleeping. It's going to feed your muscles, help you recover while you sleep.
Yeah, so I mean, there's different studies that have been done that can suggest that it has a lower BV value than whey protein. But again, because of the slow acting process, a lot of people find that that is more beneficial for building muscle mass. So for all of my hard gainers or bodybuilders out there trying to build mass, casein's definitely the way to go, I would say.
If you've been following us for a while, you know, I used to eat cottage cheese every single night.
I still do.
For the casein protein, so it would slowly burn throughout the night while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, a lot of my clients have a hard time sleeping, or they'll wake up and they feel like they don't have that energy in the morning. And so usually I'll recommend that they take some type of casein protein before bed to aid with sleeping, and then to make sure they can wake up and hit the weights in the morning as well.
Yeah, I know a guy that sets an alarm to have a shake in the middle of the night.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's necessary, but he does it.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
All right.
Okay.
What about soy?
Soy I have tried before. There are some good tasting soy, some good mixing soys, but I believe they are less superior than whey and casein.
Yeah.
However, if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, that's the way to go. We tried vegan protein before. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
They definitely get a bad rap. They can be chalky and they don't mix
gross.
well.
We tried a couple different brands. They're just nasty. I mean, I can choke down some nasty supplements, but why? Unless you're a vegetarian or vegan, go with whey and casein. They're just superior proteins.
Yeah, so most of your vegan-based proteins is going to be some kind of like mixed plant-based. So they're taking the best of the best from like the brown rice to the pea protein, flaxseed, you name it, and they mix all that together. And sometimes, depending on how they mix the different plants, you can get a complete amino acid profile, but it's difficult. So
and it doesn't mix.
Yeah.
And it tastes gross.
But that's one thing I would definitely, when you're in the supplement store, if you are vegan and you're going plant-based protein, that's something to consider, right? You're going to want to turn around and read it and see whether it's got all of those amino acids.
Make sure you're getting a complete protein.
Yeah.
You're shortchanging yourself if you're not.
Absolutely. And that's like another thing, you know, the cost of these things. Definitely, in my opinion, it's cheaper to buy protein powder than it would be to like buy all the meats and different protein sources. But when you're at the store, you definitely want to read the label, right? Because you might be paying for what you think's the full amino acid profile, and it's not. And it ends up costing more or the same, but you're getting less out of it.
Good point.
So
it's good to go to the store because unless you've had it before, and I've gotten Muscle Tech's famous for this. This is a 5-pound jug. Muscle Tech will fill it to here. And that's it.
Jeez.
You got this humongous jug at a great price. You get home and you open it and it's only filled to here. Muscle Tech has got me a few times on that one. So if you're in the store, pick up the jug. Make sure it's full. If you're ordering online, you have to see when it gets there.
Definitely.
You can look at the labels online to make sure you got a complete protein, but you're not going to pick up the bottle and say this is half full or this is all the way full.
I mean, hopefully no one's false advertising there. If it's 2 pounds, it should be 2 pounds, but I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about timing. So when do you take them and why for each type?
Whey proteins after your workout because it's fast acting, like we said earlier. Hit your muscles, get you right on the road to recover right after your workout, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. We didn't really get into it, but the protein hydrolysates, that is also a fast absorbing protein. So I guess if you find a brand that advertises that, that could work for you as well. But just another point. What about the casein?
Before bed?
Yeah, we already said before bed. Are there any other times or situations you think someone would take that?
For a meal replacement, I would do casein. I would do a mix actually, so you have them both fast and slow.
Yeah, that's a good point. Meal replacement.
Soy, like I said, I wouldn't take soy unless you're vegetarian or vegan. But if you're vegetarian, vegan, you're not doing whey or casein, so you're going to be doing that after your workout and before bed.
Or if you're maybe lactose, soy would be the way that you would go, so you can still get your protein values in for the day, but not have the GI distress.
True. And again, I've had good soy, and it mixed good, it tastes good, but vegan protein, no. Pea protein, no. Meat protein, no. No.
I actually want to know, though, so if you guys have tried these forms and you found a brand that you say, hey, this tastes great, it mixes well, definitely drop us a comment. We would love to try it. We're all for trying new supplements.
Absolutely. I remember the carnivore, man. When it came out, Kai Green was pushing it. He was a sponsor. He's getting paid to say he drinks this stuff. Believe me, he didn't drink it. He's getting paid to say he drank it. You couldn't even drink it. It was so clumpy when you tried to mix it up. Giving me bad memories.
We're on a tangent again.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What about dosing? So this, you know, a lot of people have that question.
Yeah, good question. So I think it's a good rule of thumb and pretty much universally accepted right now. You don't want to take more than 50 grams at a time. Your body can only digest so much at one time.
Right.
I wouldn't go over 50 grams at one dose.
Right.
You want to get a gram per your body weight at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty standard, especially amongst the bodybuilding community.
Universally accepted.
For non-athletes, you know, the daily recommended allowance, if you will, is only 0.36 grams of protein per body weight or 0.8 per kilogram of body weight.
That's a non-athlete.
So that's for a non-athlete. So if you're just, you know, not athletically trained, not going after some kind of performance goal.
You just play video games.
Yeah.
Why are you supplementing protein if you just play a video game?
And that would be my point. If you're non-athletically trained, that's not a whole lot of protein, so you probably can get that very, very easily without supplementing. But depending on your current body weight size, if you're an athlete and you weigh like over 200 pounds, eating 200 grams of protein a day can be challenging.
Can be cumbersome.
Yeah, especially
I'm 220 pounds, and I eat between 200 and 250 grams of protein a day. And 2 of those are shakes. So that's 100 grams of protein right there.
Right.
The rest of my meals, I need to get 150 grams of protein out of, which isn't very hard. But if I had to do another 100 grams of protein from food, it would be a bit much.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been studies done, like consuming more than that. Is there any adverse effects? There's no real connection between any type of renal damage with consuming more. Your body will just process and filter it out. But again, you don't really need to consume more than that gram per body weight of protein. It's just wasteful, in my opinion, at that point.
Studies have shown you don't need it. It's just going to go to waste and you're going to flush it down the toilet. So don't spend your money
Yeah.
on stuff you're just going to flush down the toilet.
Yeah, definitely don't fall into that trap. Another thing people ask sometimes is protein supplements, real food. Which one's better?
Real food's always better.
Yeah.
Always. 100%. Supplement is just that.
Right.
It supplements your real food. Real food is better, but like we just said, 250 grams a day, that's a lot of chicken. That is a lot of chicken.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes, if you're talking about post-workout or something like that, I can't exactly get back to the kitchen and heat up my chicken breast and go through that process. So it's a little more of a convenience thing to use the supplement powder.
We work out in the morning and then we get ready for work. So
Right.
there's not a lot of time
to sit down
and have a meal. But you can hammer that shake down in 40 seconds and keep getting ready and keep rolling on.
That reminds me of another thing. I have clients where sometimes they don't like to eat breakfast. They don't like that full stomach feeling. So sometimes doing a meal replacement shake, you're basically drinking it. And it's a little more tolerable for them to drink something than it is to eat a big thing of protein.
Good point. Some food will jack my stomach up, which whey protein never does.
Yeah.
It's just like drinking a shake.
Yeah.
Don't bloat, don't gas, none of that. But a lot of times, the chicken will.
Yeah. I mean, and if you really still don't like the taste, and again, there are great brands that do taste good. You can put the protein in some of your foods. You can make a shake, add berries and different things, vegetables to them.
Yogurt, milk, bananas, peanut butter.
Yeah. I like to put it in my oatmeal. People make those no-bake protein balls. I mean, there's so many different ways you can consume it. There's usually a way you can find that make it palatable for you.
Yeah, a good point. So that's another way I get my 50 grams of protein is I just put 2 scoops in my oatmeal.
Yeah.
Mix it up. It makes the oatmeal more hearty, smoother, and tastes better. So win-wins.
Yeah. So anything else related to
that? Just to recap, whey, casein, soy. Forget about the rest of them. Not necessary, not as good, not as mixable, don't taste as good. Keep it simple. Whey after your workout, casein before bed. If you're vegan or vegetarian, do it with soy.
Right, absolutely. I think another point, lesson learned, if you're at the supplement store, turn the bottle around and read it. Make sure you have the complete amino acid profile. That's the whole point. So don't get fooled or bamboozled there.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Read your labels, whey, casein, or soy.
Absolutely. If there's anything else that you would like to know about protein, we'd be happy to answer that for you. Just drop us a line in the comment section.
Yes, we've tried it. Believe it or not. If it's out there, we have tried it, so we can give you a review, if nothing else.
Absolutely. Well, as always, thanks for joining us today. If you have any topics or things you'd like to learn more about, we'd be happy to talk about that. So definitely let us know. And thanks.
All right.